Guys, thanks for hanging out with us again today. Another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting Podcast. That young man over there in the bright red shirt is the great Jeff Jacklich. JJ, what's going on? What's going on today?
Well, we got a beautiful, clear blue sky today here
Shocking.
at the Wesson Club. Yeah.
No.
The unfortunate part is that yesterday around 1 o'clock, we had heavy off and on rain for about 3.5 hours. So we won't be able to get on the grass today just because it's saturated again. So we're having this battle here with the weather pattern. So yeah, but we got 4 hard courts. We're going to have barbecue today here at the club from 1 to 5, and
cool.
we got members coming out to play on the hard, and
that's good.
We'll get out there and we'll play a little hit and giggle and have some fun.
Boy, when was the last time you actually hit a tennis ball?
Well, actually, I jumped in the other night on the hards. There's a team out there, and one of the members, and so I jumped in. They had 7 guys, so I couldn't let them flounder.
No, yeah, that's part of the job.
That's it.
That's part of the job. Good. All right. Well, listen, guys. Before we get into today's topic, Jeff and I are still offering a free private coaching call, 10-minute coaching call. If there's something in your game right now that you can't figure out, that if you could, man, you might be getting that result that, it's kind of, man, I know I can do this better. I know I can do this better. So
right.
We want to get you on that free coaching call. Go over to goldballhunting.com, put in a first name and email address, click the button, and you'll get access to our online calendar scheduler where you can pick a date and time that works best for you. We are at your beck and call, like literally. Beckon, call.
Beckon.
I have no idea what that thing means, but anyway.
Yeah, I got no idea either.
I've heard it a billion times. So I know you're in a tight time crunch today, Jeffrey. So let's get right to it. I played the finals yesterday, 65 singles over at Berkeley at the Pacific Coast Seniors, and played a guy who's, number 1 seeded guy. He's seeded 1, I was seeded 2, and big serve, big forehand, brings a lot of drama to the whole scene.
Yes.
Lots of drama. And
he's
that's
a talker.
What?
He's a talker.
Well, he likes to engage. He likes to engage. And that's fine. That's fine. But, for me yesterday, it's like one of those things where after the match, and, I lost the match, I don't know, it was 3-6 or 4-6, something like that. But after the match, I sort of sat back and asked a couple of people, and for me it takes about 30 minutes to kind of decompress, and so I asked, one of the guys there's who's a pro, a good friend of mine, a guy named Peter Benko. Finally, I said, Pete, what do you think? And he said, I thought you competed like crazy. You gave it everything you got. So I was happy for you about that. And, you didn't bring any drama, which was a nice contrast to the other side. But he said, one thing that was working for you because the guy's got a big serve, and the second serve wasn't huge, but he was coming and he was playing serve and volley. And for a while, I was having success kind of knocking a second serve down his feet.
Right.
And thinking of it more like, well, here's a 2-shot, maybe a 3-shot play. I've got to, And then I somehow got out of that and started it's like I got overconfident with it and started thinking, well, maybe I could actually play a chip and charge and come in and sort of get it by him, stretch him out. Well, a couple of times I played that backhand, especially off the deuce court where you play it a backhand and you really kind of knife it up the line, but you knife it so well.
Right.
And he's a long guy, right?
Yeah, he's got range.
He's got range. Now all of a sudden he's got the ball and it's just like an easy redirect type of volley. Well, and I guess the thing I asked Peter, the thing I want to ask you today is, why is it that when we're up there on the deck watching someone play, we have such amazing clarity about who's doing what to whom?
To whom?
And yet, when we're in the heat of battle, we just don't have that clarity. At least I didn't
Right.
yesterday, and I know for me, there are lots of times when I look back, I go, knucklehead.
Right.
Come on. And so what's up with that? I mean, what is it that is missing, or what is it that we can do, or what is the key there where if you and I are watching from the deck, it's easy to see. But if you and I are in the match, it's like
Right.
what?
Right. Well, I think, when you're in the match, you're emotionally attached. And so when you're playing, you can go through these little phases in matches where all of a sudden points are 2-3 hits and they're over. And there's a little run of them. It could be one game, or it could be 3 points in a row, or it could be 3-4 games where things are moving kind of fast, and you're in a little bit of a roll, or so. And then, like you said, then you roll out and you start to get confident. The ball comes back one more time, and then we kind of unintentionally ramp up. And then I think I feel good. I'm gonna do a little more with this. I'm gonna come in and sneak this, like you said. I'm gonna come in, chop this over there, sneak it by him.
Yep.
And it's tough when the guy's got the wingspan of an albatross, and he can go edge to edge, and you really don't want to get him the ball that fast.
Right. That's right.
And so it's harder, I think, to stick with a game plan when that game plan means you're going to be, like you said, 2, 3, 4 shot combinations to get through the point. And then when you have this little run of these short points, we like that.
Well, it wasn't even they weren't even short. They were like, knock it down. Here comes a ball. I'm going to pass.
Right.
Lots of times, kind of right at him. Let's see what we get. And maybe it was the third ball. Now I got a wide open court. Well, so I mean, I was winning those points, and then, like you say, well, let's see if we can't take it up a notch. Well, why?
Why?
I mean, you don't need
it. I think the hard thing there is, let's see if we can take it up a notch. No, that is the notch that you're in.
You're already there.
You're already there. And so I would have, we didn't get a chance to really talk about, yesterday before you went out to play, and that's one thing I probably would have recommended, is say, maybe take him out a little bit on the first strike, and then next ball, go in, get him in tight. Because the big guys, they don't like to work on the inside. They want some room to work,
That's
know. And so, get him inside a little bit. I think the other thing, if you and I are sitting on the deck watching one of our students, or just watching a friend play, or blah, 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 there's no emotional attachment. I got nothing on the line here. So it's very clear to me to see, God, why doesn't he do that again?
Yeah.
Because clearly the guy doesn't like it.
That's right.
And so it's no different than, when I was down there, whatever it was, 2 years ago or a year before, and watching you play that final, I was like, I want to throw something at you,
Give me some signals,
Yeah.
like a baseball third base coach.
Yeah, like this, and tugging, and
right.
All that,
Well, it was kind of what you told me a year ago in the same situation. A different guy is taking the bait. Like he was sort of throwing the bait out there, and I was taking it, and he was going, "Thank you very much." It was a little bit like, I think the same thing was yesterday. There was still kind of the bait being thrown out there, and I'm taking it and trying to do too much. Here's the other thing I want to ask you about is this guy's also got a big forehand. I mean, he can spank it from well behind the baseline, and every time he always went cross court, and it kind of fooled me a little bit. And so I think sometimes what we get ourselves into is you hit a ball over that place in the court, and you put yourself into what you would do in that situations. And sometimes what I would do is I might take it back up the line. So I'm thinking, well, he's going up the line because that's what I might do. And it's like, but you're not him, man. And thankfully you're not him. But
Yes.
Should we delete this part of the? Shall I edit this part out?
Yeah, I'll have to edit that maybe.
Anyway, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I think we make that mistake sometimes. Is I remember once Coco Vandeweghe came up to Berkeley to play the 18 Nationals, and and her coach at the time, Guy Fritz,
Yeah.
asked me to spend a little time with her. We hit some balls in the court, and then I went and watched her play a couple matches, and she was so, even then when she's like 17, she's just multi-talented. And we're
Right.
watching her play this match, and she's trying to do these things that are like so hard to do, because she's thinking, well, if I was my opponent, then
Right.
that's what I would do. I'd be coming in and doing this stuff, and she's trying this really tough little rolling pass, and she's not making it. And I'm going to Guy, and I'm saying, I mean, she's responding to this girl as if the girl's her.
Right. She's playing herself. Right.
That's right. So same thing happened to me yesterday a couple times with that forehand. I got surprised, and it's interesting how we do that, how we kind of project ourselves
Yeah.
inside our
Especially,
opponent.
right. When you're trying to anticipate something and you think you automatically, well, of course you go down the line on that, or of course you hit a little chip on that, of course you do this on that.
Right.
And that's where that, being able to detach, we've talked about detachment before, that detachment of understanding your opponent and really, as you're playing a match, defining those things that you should pick at. I mean,
Or
I
just
would've-
it's kind of like playing cards, right? I mean, you got to remember, this guy has gone cross court, Brent, on you the last 4 or 5 times.
right.
I think he's trending.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
And so, but yet, right? There's so much emotion involved that you're not really,
Yeah.
you're not keeping
I mean,
track.
I probably would have, coached you to like go total cat and mouse with him. Total, like immediately soft, immediately up over the backhand side. Whether you make it, not trying to hit a winner over that, just stretch him out in that awkward sense, because he's not the fastest horse in the barn.
He got to some droppers yesterday that shocked me. I mean, he can cover some
Right.
court.
So, but yeah, he can. But what's the, again, long range effects, right?
Yeah.
Of being just yank and then removing any sort of rhythm out of it, And as long as you're in charge of that disrupt of no rhythm, then you're the only guy on the court that really is probably the most comfortable, because you're the one actually instigating all this stuff, right? You have your own internal rhythm that you're working, but that's not a natural thing for you.
Well, it is. I mean, it's one thing in theory to say that,
Right.
but unfortunately, there weren't enough points where I felt like I wasn't scrambling.
Got it.
Right? To
Right.
where, I mean, the big
Right.
first serve, and God, you're just trying to get the thing back, and you get it back, and
Right.
you'd love to go over to the backhand, you'd love to do something, but you're just trying to,
Right.
nuke
And that's
the ball.
and that's the part of the game too that we have, that you, again, we've talked about this. You can have you can in fact have the game plan.
Right.
Now, can you actually get in there and get a jab in there where all of a sudden you feel like you've got the one ball that can actually start the pattern that you need to get it to go in your favor. But again, the guy's coming out and hitting big off the first serve. So now you're just hoping to stay neutral, and
Right.
He's got that wingspan, so that makes it tough. So you're already scrambling on you're under pressure off the very first ball, and then you're scrambling on the second, which makes it really difficult, like you said, to deploy a tactic that you feel like you can get your teeth into. So that's always part of it. Is that those are the uncontrollables, right? We have control over what we like to do, but maybe the other guy today is really not going to cooperate with you.
Yeah. Hey, dude. I don't think you know what I'm trying to do here. So, all right. Well, listen. Good stuff as always. I know you're on a time crunch today, Jeff. So we'll cut this one a little bit short. So, guys, look. Another quick reminder: free coaching call, private. We don't record it. We don't, put it out there on the interwebs where the whole world knows, what your number one thing is.
It's what your problem is
between the three of us. But it's a private free coaching call, conference call, three of us, and just bring that one thing in your game. It's only 10 minutes, so bring that one thing in your game right now that you just cannot quite figure out. And let's see if Jeff and I can't set you on the path to get the result you want. Go over to goalballhunting.com, first name, email address, click the button, and you get access to our online calendar scheduler. If you're already on our email list, any email you that you receive from us somewhere, Somewhere in that email, there's a link. Click it. Boom. And you're good to go. Jeffrey, what would we like to find folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below.
Ooh, guys, get out there today. God dang it. It's some nasty looking stuff here in Northern California today. Anyway, get out there, rain or shine, help someone else have a spectacular day. Jeff will do this again tomorrow.
I can't wait.